I'm talking today with Scott Jackson, who is general manager of the Virginia Arts Festival, but he is also the producer of the Virginia International Tattoo, which I think would be quite enough job for any one person. The tattoo has been a major part of the Arts Festival now for all of its 14 years. Is that correct, Scott?
That is correct. In fact, the tattoo was really one of the magical pieces of the Arts Festival's founding. When the Arts Festival was getting started, way back, we were prepping for a festival in the spring of '97. About 18 months before, an article ran in the paper about the forming of this festival, and unsolicited, we got 2 or 3 letters in the mail saying, if you're going to do a great performing arts festival in Hampton Roads, you need to do a tattoo. To which we said, we don't know what the heck a tattoo is, but we know it's not going to be an arts festival. But fortunately, we were open-minded enough to do some research and go to the granddaddy of all tattoos in Edinburgh, Scotland, and say, oh my gosh, this is extraordinary. This isn't what I thought it was. It's not just a bunch of bands. It's really a rich, emotional, spiritual, artistic experience. We need to do this. So in '97, we did our first tattoo. We were the blind leading the blind. We barely got it off the ground, but we ended up selling out at Scope Arena, the hockey arena, which seats thousands upon thousands, and we say, wow, we're on to something.
All right. Before we move on to this year's tattoo, for those who don't know, and I can't believe there are some, but for those who don't know, where does the name come from, the word tattoo? What is the reference?
Well, first of all, if you don't know, don't feel bad, because I sure didn't know either. But it's a Dutch word, and it's really simple. It means taps off, as in beer taps. And a tattoo is a last call. It's a military last call. And the tradition was someone would go through the villages in England and yell out, and in the Netherlands, tattoo, tattoo. It meant taps off, you got to muster up, and then they would do a small performance. We call it sometimes a beat and retreat or a twilight performance, the lowering of the flag, the playing of taps, and so on. So tattoo just means last call, and essentially the Virginia International Tattoo is the biggest, greatest last call in the United States of America.
So it's grown from just that fanfare-ish music into many, many different artists from many countries.
That's exactly right. And one of the things I enjoy, I travel around the world to see other tattoos, to look for acts and to learn, is each tattoo really, it's reflective of the culture of its own country. Obviously, when you go to Edinburgh, Scotland, the first thing that you see is 300 bagpipers.
Right.
You get a chill in your spine. And I went to a tattoo in Norway with no bagpipers because bagpiping wasn't really part of that culture. And that was interesting. So here in Virginia, we have such a strong tradition of U.S. military. A great element of our show will be performers from the Marine Corps, Air Force, Army, Coast Guard, and, of course, Navy. But we also have such a multicultural country that our show tends to have some of the most interesting and great variety of performers. So this year you'll see a band from the Netherlands on bicycles. I kid you not, people playing their instruments on bikes, and it is hilarious. You'll see a group from Korea playing instruments you've never seen before and costumes you've never seen before, and yet you'll still see their pride in who they are, and you'll recognize it in yourself. And then we have a group from NAMS, a folk dancing group that's unbelievable, beautiful costuming, beautiful live music. And from the United Kingdom, some fantastic bagpipers and Highland dancers. So I think what we do best of the shows I've seen is that balance between a military part but also a true artistic part. And that's what I enjoy. And I think when I talk to some folks, they'll say, I know about the tattoo, but I know it's not for me. And I try to say, you're probably right, but I'll tell you what, why not give it a try? And invariably they say, this isn't what I thought it was. I bought my tickets for next year already. I loved it.
Exactly.
So if you haven't been, I would encourage you, just go with an open mind, and I have a feeling it'll really surprise you.
Okay, that's an optional out point right there. That's perfect, but I do want to bring up something else. Scott, one aspect of the tattoo that I think the public may not be aware of is your presentations to students, and that's something that's been going on for quite a while.
You're right. In fact, now we actually do 5 performances, 3 for the general public and 2 for the students, and those 2 are sold out with waiting lists year after year. And what's really neat is we work the performers quite hard. We do about 96 hours of rehearsal over about a 4 or 5 day period. And the very first chance they have to play for an audience is our sold-out student matinee Thursday morning. And our American children are quite enthusiastic. And for many of the European performers and overseas performers, they are simply not prepared for the energy of 6,000 American kids. And the looks on the faces of the performers are as precious as the faces of the kids, because it absolutely lifts them up and makes it all worthwhile. So I love those student matinees. And on top of that, we'll do about 14 performances where groups from the tattoo go out into the community, into schools, and we'll probably reach about another 12,000 kids that way.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, education outreach is a huge part of the tattoo. It fits well within standards of learning and curriculum because you have international component, language components, history components. There's lots of ways for teachers to include it in their teaching and make it something that helps make their teaching and curriculum more vibrant. It's something we're really proud of.